Hey chat. What's up guys? It should be starting any moment now. Gonna turn on the sound. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's up with Dead Space. This we've seen before in the reveal trailer. Yeah, and the enemy designs remain cool. As well as the suit design, very cool. Okay, that was the teaser trailer we've seen before. Let's see what else we can see.
Hi everyone, my name is Philippe Ducharme. I'm senior producer on Dead Space. With me here today is Roman Campos Oriera, the creative director on the project.
Hello, everyone.
T'es prêt, Roman?
Toujours.
All right, let's get started. So what we're about to do today is a bit unorthodox for us at EA. We're going to give you, with this live stream, a first look at some very early, and I'll say very, very early footage.
Very, very, very early.
Footage from the game. But we wanted to do this because we want to be open with the communication and open about how we're tackling this game. However, I want to be clear. This is not a gameplay reveal. We're not going to be showcasing very long sections of the game or one full chapters. We want to give you all an early look at the game that we're making to be able to see reactions across the community about the game that we're making. And there's two reasons why we want to do that. First, at Motives, one thing that really is important for us is that we want to create a game that excites players. And I think that SARS Squadrons was actually a great example of this. It came from the nostalgia that the team had over the X-Wing versus TIE Fighter franchise, and it carried through in the experience that they created. And it's a little bit what we want to do for Dead Space. We see this project, and we want to make sure that we're honoring the legacy, that we stay true to the source, true to the original. And for us, the best way to do that is to engage with the community early on, to be able to give you first look inside, like behind the curtain, and see the game that we're making, and be able to think, to see how we're tackling it. And we've actually been doing this since the very beginning of the project. We got in contact during the conception phase with the community council that we've created, some hardcore Dead Space fans that remain active even after years of inactivity for the Dead Space franchise.
Okay.
And with this community council, we've established a relationship where we gave them
Still
first
unclear
look at
if we'll see
some
something
of the executive presentations that we were
interesting
making
today.
within EA, some
Guess
of the
we'll wait
creative
and see.
game design documents, first playable footage of the game, and in exchange, we asked them brutal feedback, like, what are we making? Is it good? Is it what fans expect out of this remake?
Where does it suck?
Where does it suck? Like, most importantly. And for this live stream today, we're actually thrilled to have two of the community council members with us, joining us. So we have Jackie Butler and Khalif Adams joining us for this live stream. Hello, Jackie. Hi, Khalif.
Oh,
how are you?
Oh my
Hi,
goodness.
Phil. Hi, Roman. We're doing great. Very excited to be here.
Excited to see
Great.
you both, seeing that you're all hanging out in Montreal looking good. I see they got you all made up, looking cute. I love it. I appreciate it. I'm Khalif Adams, one of the hosts, or the host of the Spawn on Me podcast. I'm super excited to be here. I'm a huge Dead Space fan. I've been waiting for this for a very long time, and I get to rock with one of my
They
favorite
sound
content creators on the planet.
genuinely
Jackie, let the
excited.
folks at home know a little bit more about you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jackie Butler. I'm a cardiac nurse extern, soon to be RN, as well as a streamer and content creator here on Twitch. Let me tell you, Khalif, Roman, Phil, there's very few games that I wish I could experience for the first time again. One of those is obviously Dead Space. So I'm literally over the moon to be here. No pun intended, you know what I'm saying? So let's get straight into it and talk about the Dead Space remake.
All right, let's get started.
So we're gonna dive right in with the classic dark and claustrophobic headbanger hallway. Shown here on the screen is what Dead Space looked like in 2008. Although revolutionary for its time, let's see the design process and how it looks now. Roman and Phil, can you show us more?
Yeah,
Again,
so, actually,
this
one of the first things that
fake
we did
interview
was, we went back
format
to the legacy
never
assets
works.
of the game. So we
Never
wanted
works.
to recreate with the proxies.
And she's not a
the
professional,
bullshit,
so
the
it
Ishimura
feels
to
even
recreate it.
worse.
And then our art team went in and started an added level of details to the environment so that we could have a higher fidelity and start seeing what can the game look like on next generation of consoles. So we went in, added details, then started working on the shaders and the materials to try to have that metallic look that we were after, and just like to get the right materials out of the environment. From there, we did like a first pass at lighting to try to get the mood right, because the atmosphere of Dead Space is pretty much on lighting, and then on VFX to try to get like that full picture of what are we after, what are we trying to achieve for the game. And it looks great on a few stills, but it actually looks way better in game.
So what type of
Yeah,
engine
like to
did
show
you
that.
guys use to create this? And what graphics are
we're
you
using-
aiming for?
So great question, Jackie. We're using Frostbite as our dev engine, and we're going for obviously high-end graphics, high-end fidelity, and our focus is on lighting, VFX, and
Frostbite
just overall audio
can
experience to make sure that we
make some
deliver
really pretty
right atmosphere,
games.
something that was key in the original game.
Historically,
Yeah,
it's
so I know
known
we have a
to
real live
cause a
functional
lot of
build
trouble
currently.
for
Can you bring
developers.
that up? And this again is a work in progress.
So yes, that's
Oh, that's
super
actually
early. Like
okay.
it's
That's nice.
end
It
of
looks good.
pre-production build. We're just starting production, so it's really far from being done. But one thing we really wanted, and you touched about it, it's
Oh, so
really
there's
wanted
a
to
while
make sure
still
that we nail the
until the game
ambience,
comes
and
out.
not only the look, the lightings, the VFX, the fog, but also nail that ambience. Give you the feeling that you're in the Ishimura, you're inside those dark corridors. And not only it's in engine, it's actually in game. And here's my boy Isaac. So that rig, that armor, it's not the original, it's a new one. It's still work in progress. It's gonna be improved a lot, but it gives a first taste at Isaac Clarke in the remake. And look, here we are.
Wow.
I mean, the lighting, everything looks phenomenal. The smoke.
It looks
This
so
is
good.
very much what we should be expecting at this point from next generation graphics.
It's really Dead Space, but like you never saw it, I think.
So it has been almost 13 years, you know, since the original game came out, the original Dead Space. Why is this remake happening now, and what exactly is this remake? Can you elaborate on that?
So one thing that's important for us, and that's why it's for PS5, Xbox Series, or for PC, is that it's not about one thing. Like Dead Space is a super strong experience, and so it's really about improving on a lot of different elements to create that original but still new experience. Whether it's the new lighting and ray tracing, whether, like Phil mentioned, it's about audio, whether it's improvements to gameplay and having new zero-G, or as you're gonna see maybe later, improvements and dismemberment and how you actually deal damage to the enemies. Whether it's about having an unbroken and continuous experience.
It's kind of a shame they
about
chose
doing
to do
a
this
lot
weird
of improvements and
interview
how we enrich
format
that
instead of
experience. So that's
just
really
showing
why
a few
that
stuff. I mean,
remake
okay,
is,
it's
is
early,
about.
I get
Yeah,
that,
because, you know, we have been looking at Reddit,
but
we've been
you
looking
don't have to
online,
add
and there has been some
bloat
people in the community
to
noting
the
that,
presentation.
you know, the game already stood the test of time.
You can just
This
show
is
here's
still
some
considered
stuff,
to be,
here's an
quote-unquote, a
environment,
perfect
here's the
game.
model. Here's
Exactly.
how
And
it
so,
looked like before, here how it looks like
I
now.
show, like I
Here's
mentioned,
improvements to
what's really
dismemberment and
important
stuff.
for us, it's to capture that original ambience, that original experience, but like you've never experienced before. And
Instead, we
it's
have
really
this
to age
weird
with
interview
art.
thing.
Yeah, and I mentioned it earlier. Like
Oh.
we want to make sure that we're honoring the legacy. That's one of our production pillars that we have for the game. But at the same time,
Yeah, if
we
it's gonna
want to
last,
make it relevant for today. Like the games have evolved.
if you won't
a
see
lot
anything
since
substantial
the
for the
original Dead Space
next
came out.
10 minutes,
From
I'm gonna
obviously
move on.
graphics, which is like
I'm
the
gonna play some
easiest
Reddit in
way
Historia,
to see how it changed.
and I'll
But also
watch
as far as
whatever's
systems,
relevant
Yes,
afterwards.
necessary to make.
well, no, not easiest to make. No, that's for sure. But as far as systems, as far as just opportunities for gameplay and how to leverage it, that's something that we think that, given the evolution that Dead Space had within its own franchise with Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3, but also how the franchise, how just the game industry evolved outside Dead Space, there's opportunities for us to make a better, a more complete experience, let's say.
Yeah, I'm just blown away at how good everything looked from just even that small glimpse into the engine.
Thank you.
It feels like, you know, I know you're saying it's really early. It's really early, but it's just this is my goodness. What is it going to look like when we wind up getting kind of further down the line? So that's really fantastic.
We might keep some surprise for later. Yes.
Nice.
So, can you please now show the stat comparison of the original 2008 game versus the current project?
Yeah, that's an obvious improvement.
It's a massive difference. You know, you remember your favorite game in a certain way and you think that it looks great, but then when you see improvements, it's wow. Big difference.
Yeah, materials do a lot. Lighting,
it's always
dynamic
interesting
lighting
to see
does
just
a
how
lot.
far we've come in terms of technology, right? Like it was only
Fog
13
effects,
years
particle
ago, but it
effects.
seems like we've gone leaps and bounds where we're able to kind of take it. All the kind of small details we're seeing
It's
in
obvious.
the newer model of Isaac is really fantastic to see.
What are your current goals for the remake exactly? How are you going to honor the legacy of Dead Space? Because that is huge shoes to fill. Bar is set high.
Well, it is definitely, and like the team is actually extremely passionate. We're referencing a lot to the
Presentation
original
format
game
is really
and
bad.
having a lot of looks
It's
at
annoying.
it. And like I said, by making it relevant, we're looking at different games and what they did and see
It's
how
annoying
they
and
bring
it's
back inside Dead Space. So like one of the example is something that we're trying to do is to have
you
an
shouldn't have.
unbroken experience to make the
You
game
didn't add
fully
anything.
seamless. And how
Why would they do
that
it?
creates an experience where
This
the
way,
players
I'm not sure.
even more immersed within the game than was previously the case.
And it's really one of the big objectives that we have for that game is that from even before the start screen till the end of the game, the rolling credits, to never have any break of experience, to have that full and uninterrupted sequence shot. And so that, of course, has a lot of impact on
That's
what
cool.
we're
They're
building.
doing like a one-shot game like God of War.
Starting with how the Ishimura and the structure of the game is built, because we don't want any cut. So there should be no loading. How do the full ship should be walkable from end to end seamlessly, etc. There's a lot of elements that start to unfold when you start to think the game through that lens.
It could
of
be
really
nice.
unbroken immersion.
I'm
like
not
really
sure
from
it's
the get-go, like
that important,
we gave
but
ourselves
fine.
an objective. Like if possible,
I can see why
could
they
we
care
have
about
players
it,
wanting to take
because
the
it's an
controller and
interesting
play
challenge for the
12 hours
developers.
straight, never putting that down, not even going to the bathroom, just because they were so immersed within the game. And that's what we're after. That's like the type of immersion that we want to be able to achieve.
That's going to be a back of the box quote. You can't go to the bathroom on the back of the box. I appreciate it. But I also heard you talk about, how you want to double down on, or at least really focus in on what makes Dead Space fantastic around the horror aspect of the game too. I'd love to hear more about that.
So of course, horror it's one of the main pillar of Dead Space, and it's about a lot of elements in Dead Space. So of course, the story, it's about that. It's that iconic survival horror story. You're alone, trapped on that hulking spaceship. But the main element for us was to get the ambience right, and so that's why we started with elements like, for example, the Headbanger Corridor or the workshop that you can see in the teaser, is to make sure that we capture the ambience. It's about more than just the gore or the monsters or the story or the character. It's really about the Ishimura and how isolated and stressed you feel when you're inside that ship. And so that's really an important pillar for us. And so that's why we want you to be fully immersed and to never be able to pull out from that experience.
The pacing was so good. Like, it was a master class in pacing, the original Dead Space, to keep you on the edge of your seat all the time. And that's actually something that we challenged the team early on. Like, how can we make sure that we don't break that recipe, that we don't break the right amount of nothing happening that's going to actually increase the level of tension when you're playing. And so far, the team's been taking that challenge and doing an amazing job at it. And it's always something that's at the back of our head in every review that we're doing, and they're delivering amazing work on it.
It's one of the things, it's how can we keep players constantly on their toes, and we might have some surprise coming on that, and on how much you can be surprised even when you're doing something you wrote. It's a lot of fun.
So what would this stream be without necromorphs? Isn't that what we are really here for? When we say cut off their limbs, we want you to experience every gory detail of dismembering iconic necromorphs. Now we will showcase our dismemberment gym. The dev team has created a peeling system that will be implemented into combat. Would you mind telling us more about the original system versus the new system and what peeling actually means?
I think actually something that's very important, as you can see with the feed, like it is definitely a gym, and it's intentional that we showcase this in a gym. because we're so early with it. Visually, we're not at the right level of quality where we want to achieve, but we want to showcase functionality here. That's what we want to talk about, and what is the system that we have in mind for peeling, like you said.
So obviously, same thing. It's a really early build. It's a gym.
It is cool actually to see their little demos, which are usually for internal use only. That is cool.
But one thing that is important for us that I just show, it's first, of course, dismemberment is back, and it's back with all the depth and fun you can have in that space. But one thing we wanted to, and those are the only things, those are the things you can say only on Dead Space. One of the thing we wanted to improve about that experience is when you're using a weapon that is not a carving weapon, like something, not like the plasma cutter. Plasma cutter is really fun to use. You can just shoot at anything, and really you have that instant feedback of the limb getting cut, etc. But when you had a different weapon, knowing how much damage you were dealing to the enemy, how was he reacting, etc., it was not necessarily as visceral and as clear as the original device. And so that's the thing we're working on at the moment, and we call peeling. It's basically that body destruction technology that we're developing that
Fine.
is allowing us to really remove, so at the moment, the flesh out of the bones of the enemy, and to give you
It's cool. I mean,
not only of
one of the issues I usually have with Resident Evil games, and I believe it's pretty much corrected in the new ones, in the remakes and stuff, is that especially against bosses, but against the normal enemies as well, it's not clear that you're actually damaging them. It's weird, but it's kind of a basic thing today. But yeah, this system
we can have much more precision and body destruction. We can have
helps with that issue
for the whole ship, etc., etc. And that's something really interesting for us. And another thing that is actually really interesting is that system. So again, for the moment, it's really early. For the moment, you're only showcasing it on the naked slasher, so you only see it with the flesh. But of course, later it's going to support like the claw, body armor, different layers, weak points, etc. But it also improved one of the core of shooting in Dead Space, which is around
the enemy design was
not only the precision
harrowing.
For example, the precision of the plasma cutter. And so, if I was to shoot, let's say, on that leg, then if I'm shooting here, I'm not going to cut the leg because I'm not shooting at the place where the bone is actually visible. If I want to cut that leg now, I need to be much more careful and precise in my aiming and in the shooting.
Okay, higher resolution basically for the enemy's hit points.
New layer of shooting and combat loop where you can have some weapons that are better at carving through the enemies, some weapons that are better at cleaning them. Sorry for the mic. Some weapons that are better at cleaning the enemy and removing the flesh and the tissue, etc. And that's something really interesting for us.
Anytime Roman speaks about dismemberment, he gets overly passionate and expressive about it. Even with the team internally, he shows a lot of passion in that topic. So
yeah,
I can just imagine you being on the phone and talking to somebody who's like, "Yeah, we need to get more body dismemberment and more destruction on the body," and people are just like, "What in the heck is he talking about?" But it looks great.
Sometimes,
it looks amazing.
Sometimes there's weird moments like that in the team where you do a meeting about dismemberment and blood and gore and dead bodies, and you misspell somebody's name and you're inviting somebody else to that meeting that is not part of the team, and they go like,
oh no. Brace yourself, strap in. So Roman, on what level can we expect the detail of filleting necromorphs, essentially? How detailed are we talking here?
God, that's a good fucking design.
The peeling, it's going to be really super detailed.
Just grade A body horror.
So that's
it really is.
the first steps of that technology. If the video is playing, which is not, I think, at the moment. Yes, here we go. You can see that it's really super precise. It's exactly where you're aiming, where you're shooting. It's exactly respecting the shape of the projectile at the enemy. If it was fire, you would see it going through the body of your enemy and burning the flesh, etc. It's the peeling, that body destruction.
That's a very cool presentation, actually.
To be super precise. In terms
I really like that.
pure dismemberment, and then where you're able to cut the necromorph's limbs, here where we want to improve it, because we feel like characters like the slasher, for example, it was already really deep in terms of gameplay. Like there are different behavior based on whether you were cutting the legs or the head, where they go berserk, etc. So here our goal, it's for enemies like slasher, it's not necessarily to improve or give more precision where you can cut the enemy. It's more to try to extend that fun and that depth to other enemies that tend to be a bit lighter in terms of dismemberment and behavior, like for example the infector or the brute. Like I can't wait to show you when you get behind the brute and you start to peel his back and dig for weak points.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's the type of improvement we're going for.
Get to the weak points.
The interview stuff is still annoying, but I really like this
I love
presentation
the
style
layers of skin down to the organs
of
and
showing,
bones, especially coming from a medical background. It's just insane to see. The level of expectation is very much up here.
a presentation of something from inside the engine, something you would usually see
you might have noticed quickly in the prototype,
in the office that's developing this game. So
we want to
that's cool.
experience a bit more.
I appreciate that.
When you actually cut a limb, but there's still a layer of flesh, we don't necessarily always want the limb to go out and fly away. And sometimes we keep it attached by the layer of flesh or tendrils to the body. So currently that VFX is missing.
That's disgusting.
The technology to keep it attached and dangling is there. And so you can grab those with kinesis to make it a bit faster to dismember them, and then you can throw them back to the opponent. I think we'll speak a little bit more about kinesis after, but that's also the power and weapon synergy loop. That's also something we want to try to improve in the Dead Space remake.
Yeah. By bringing it back, like it gives you an option to. We actually took back the impalement from Dead Space 2, so it gives you an option to actually impale your enemies that's right in front of you and using it as a projectile against your enemies. So it gives you more creative opportunities to kill your enemies, really.
So that means that we're going to continue to have cut off your limbs, and we're going to have dangle your limbs too. Be the thing that people are going to start screaming in the chat pretty soon. One of the other, you talked about, how some of these pieces of tech are adding to the improvements of what this remake is going to wind up being. I'd love to hear you kind of talk a little bit more about, some other improvements that we've seen, not only in scale in terms of, rooms that we've seen before. We saw the headbanger room a second ago, but I want to dig into, and let's pull up the 0G therapy room, which I think also showcases this kind of next layer of where you're thinking about going from an improvements perspective. Just talk a little bit about, where you're kind of seeing this move. We see Isaac kind of in the space right now, floating around the space, probably going to show off some of his thrusters and stuff in a minute. I'd love to hear more about, kind of where you're thinking about in terms of improvements in this layer too.
So for us, really, going back to the original Dead Space, it was something that we felt, so again, super early build, that we felt we could
just models with no textures.
In terms of experience,
I like that. It's
immersion.
honest.
It's the 0G. And how you would move around in 0G. And that's something that was really good and improving the experience in Dead Space 2 and 3 that we felt was really missing in the original Dead Space. And so that's why we took that mechanic of flying around when you're in 0G and with much more 360-degree freedom. And now you can play Dead Space and really feel you're in space during those moments. And so also that's a mechanic that we're starting to improve a bit on. Like for example, now you can interact as you fly around. You can go into tighter corridors, those kind of things. But also it allows us to revisit some of the old content and create new ways to navigate, new paths. Like here in the original, you would have gone back through that door, through where you came from. And here, it allows us to create new environments with eventually new challenges to surprise also the people that know the game. And
okay, so it won't be a straight-up remake.
And now we're gonna surprise you.
So it's really delivering on the fantasy.
Gonna be some new segments,
space,
apparently.
Making sure that we're able
Maybe new enemies?
to use that and revisiting all the
Enemies
places
could be
in the
cool.
game in the original where there was Zeruji, which was the Superman jump back in Dead Space 1, and now applying full 360 motion and finding ways to provide a real challenge in those type of environment. And so far, there's been very good ideas like this one about how can we reach reverse through the same environment and provide something new for the players. So we're definitely on the lookout for these opportunities when we revisit each of these gameplay sections.
Love that.
Yeah, for me in the original game, that zero-G jump was very disorienting. I don't know if anyone else agrees with this, but it made me very disoriented. So seeing quality of life improvements carried from 2 back into 1 with the thrusters and the movement is incredible. That's a huge improvement as is.
I didn't know
You
it
know,
was
it's funny. The
a
community
difference between
quickly
the second game and
recognized
the
and
first one.
deciphered the Morse code from the Ishimura in the original reveal that we had. People figured it out right away from the blinking, flashing lights. But you know, we didn't see any comments on the subreddit or online about the thrusters on Isaac. There was nothing. Where was that? Look
Maybe
alive,
it was too
chat.
subtle, but
Oh, they hid it in the teaser trailer, okay.
But no, it's really interesting because then also, like I was mentioning, it allows us to revisit to the zero-G areas, potentially create new ones, and add a whole set of different challenges.
Does that also
sorry,
mean
that were not present in Dead Space 1
that
we can now
the game
create or
the remake will
recreate because we have all
encompass
that freedom
the
of,
second game as
motion
well? I wonder.
across that one big ship.
Yep. There was also one question and topic that was prevalent throughout the community that we saw time and time again, and that is the topic of microtransactions. You know, they were apparent in Dead Space 3, so at this point, can you please be transparent and honest regarding microtransactions, and you know, if that will make an appearance in Dead Space 1 Remake?
so very, very clear, no microtransaction, none at all. No, not at all.
That's what I'm
Like
talking
you
about.
mentioned already in an interview, I think, yes, no,
No.
we don't have that in the remake.
That's awesome.
Good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good
Okay.
to hear.
Don't want to
I think
reiterate
everybody
that, I can see why.
everybody in the
On the
community-
record.
Yeah,
Very-
it's on the
Yeah, I hope the
record
crowd
now.
is
So
going wild. That's what we want to hear, okay?
That's 2 back of the box quotes that we've gotten for the stream already. That's easy. Well done. We've talked a lot about the improvements, things you kind of want to transition, ways you want to improve not only the gameplay but all the systems around it. But I think
It's going
one of the
on
things we
for
haven't
like
had a chance to talk about
half an hour
is
now.
how do you want to enrich the storytelling in this game as well? There's lots of different
They could have done
aspects to
it
that, and I'd love to hear more thoughts about
at
how you're
least
trying to
twice as
broaden and
fast.
expand that as well.
Probably 4
So,
times as
about
fast.
the story and narrative as a broader topic in Dead Space. First, we are not going to change the foundation of the story because that story is really iconic and it's just a great
whatever.
sci-fi horror story. It's really about being Isaac and going into that hulking spaceship and feeling alone and isolated as you try to survive all those space zombies and stuff, and trying to find Nicole, trying to solve that mystery about the marker and stuff. All of those core themes of the originals, those are elements that not only we really want to continue to have in the game, but that we want to build on top of. The things that we want to enrich in terms of story or narrative, it's really about the bigger universe of Dead Space. We want to have more ties with what came after, whether it's the books, whether it's the anime, whether it's Dead Space 2. We want to put back the original in a more, in a better way.
I like that. That's a
say,
good use
inside
of a
that
remake.
broader universe. And yes, sometimes it can be through really soul message or
Make it a better
motives
basis
or
for the
message in the
stuff that came
environment.
after.
Sometimes
That's
it will be a bit more.
I like that.
And we can come to that later. But also one thing we wanted to make, we wanted to build a bit more on some of the characters around Isaac.
God damn it, they have some interesting stuff to say and to show, but
one thing for me that's really important,
they're doing it in such an awkward way.
Isaac, in the story, you're looking for Nicole, but actually in game, not so much, as we can say. So that's something we want to improve. We want to give you the means to actually look for her, and more than look for her, learn what happened to her during the outbreak. That's one of the elements that we're gonna not necessarily improve in the story, but enrich, and that we want to add in the lore of the game.
I'm excited for that. Again, that's one of those things where, you know, the world building that you wind up doing through the ship and through those small audio logs, and you know the way you've kind of talked about, you know, bringing up some of those elements into kind of a next layer that we will be able to get a chance to see. I'm just hyped to see where that's all going to land, because it's just going to be so cool to see what things, when you do that one-to-one comparison, it's like, oh, that thing got changed, got added there.
Yeah,
I definitely had same questions on like my first playthrough, and the many other times. It's like, what about the marker? What exactly did happen to Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan? I just want more of a cohesive, you know, make us whole narrative type situation, which I'm really hoping that you guys deliver on this future game.
You will be one of the first to know, I think.
Oh, man, you know what I'm saying?
You know, council privileges. One of the other and kind of big questions that a lot of folks in the community have been wondering about, I've been thinking about, and hopefully you'll be able to
he has a
answer on
Series
this one is,
S,
will Isaac be voiced in this game?
and he has a PlayStation 5.
Excuse me, I have something to say.
Oh, what?
Excuse me, I have something to say.
Okay.
And it's been a long time coming. Hi, I'm Gunnar Wright, and I'm excited to announce that I'm reprising my role as Isaac Clarke for the remake of Dead Space 1.
Nice announcement.
I want to thank all of you for allowing me to give Isaac a voice. I can't wait to suit up, throw that rig on, and do my best to try to keep Isaac alive. Although I've got a feeling some of you might try to keep me from doing that. In the words of Isaac Clarke, stick around. I'm full of bad ideas.
That's what I'm talking about. That's amazing.
Gunnar will be coming back.
He has to. He's Isaac.
Oh my
goodness. He has to.
Phil
He has
Roman,
no choice, okay?
He has no choice. We made him do it. Phil Roman, share some thoughts on Gunnar coming back as Isaac.
Well, actually, it was one of the first things that we discussed with the council at the very beginning. Like, it was one of those open questions that we had.
Again, we've been going on for
there was obviously no voice for Isaac.
over 40 minutes.
For Dead Space 2,
Everything
Dead Space
we've
3,
learned
Gunnar played
could have
an
been
amazing part in this, a great
delivered in about 10 minutes,
and so
tops.
For us, it was really a
And I wish
question
they'd do
of,
that.
should we voice him
I
for this
mean,
remake or not? Should he stay? Which is why, like, we engage in that conversation.
I don't get it.
With all folks
I
on the
don't get why
council
they do
to
it
try
this
to see
way.
from your perspective, what was your opinion on this key topic? And what was clear was that, well, if he's back, it has to be Isaac. It has to be Gunnar. Isaac is Gunnar. And so, like, we started to have these discussions with casting, and it became very, very clear rapidly that for us, that was the right angle to tackle this topic.
Yes, for me, so first, as a fan of Dead Space, before even being on that project, it was, Gunnar is Isaac. And revisiting Dead Space 1, amazing game, and revisiting Isaac, for me, we needed Isaac to be in Dead Space 1. And so that's why, for me, it was really important, and I was so happy to be able to have him be Isaac in Dead Space 1. But one thing that is really important for us, there is something that is key in the Dead Space theme and ambience. It's the isolation. You're alone. You're alone on that spaceship. You're alone facing those enemies. it's really that feeling of being isolated and alone. And sometimes hearing a voice, it fights against that. Like, you know, you're going to the basement, it's dark, and you're looking for the light, and you talk to yourself because it's reassuring, especially when you're alone in the dark. And so that's something we didn't want it to break in Dead Space. And so Isaac is only going to talk. One of the rules that we have is that Isaac is only going to talk when he's being talked.
That's like an inside presentation.
Engage with Kendra and so on. He's going to be part of those discussions. But then, when he's alone, when you're alone in that dark corridor, he's not gonna
again, I like that. It's like this is something that is a result of like insider discussion.
He's not a space marine. He's a really specific type of character. Not only is Isaac, also he's an engineer.
So showing this to us
really
is cool.
To give him
it really
more
is.
sense of being the main character of that story, give him more sense of agency on what's going on. And so
it's stuff you can sometimes see in GDC talks, usually after a game's out. Parts of post-mortem of games. You can see it there, but seeing it like in early stages of development for a game, I like that a lot. I really do.
On that perspective, so here it is. Gunnar is back.
Couldn't be happier about that.
We couldn't either.
Jackie, what any more thoughts about Gunnar being back in the game?
No, I'm very excited. I mean, this is expected. The council very much told you guys that is exactly what we wanted, and I'm really glad that followed through. Everything came through. Very excited.
Yeah, I am hyped. Even though I did not get the part, it's okay, Gunnar. We will let you rock as Isaac this time around. You know, Dead Space 2 remake. I will be Isaac at some point.
You're a close second, Khalif. Close second.
See, this is why I love you. I appreciate. See, this is again another back of the box.
Honest.
Again, this is the reason why we do this kind of work. We're almost out of time, but I want to give you two gents a little bit of time just to share again any last thoughts you have with the folks here watching the chat and everybody else out in the land who are Dead Space fans right now.
Yeah, well, one thing, like I said at the beginning,
you can go ahead and listen. I'll be back soon.
To do this is to hear your feedback, hear your thoughts. So hopefully we've shown a few assets. We've talked about the game. Hopefully that triggers some discussion that we're able to look and see and understand what's important for the community. So that's really the purpose for us, and we hope that the community is going to engage so that we can get that feedback back.
And another important element really for us is that we've started a little bit less than a year now on that project, and we start to have some amazing things, I think, and its production is just starting, and I'm incredibly amazed and proud of everything the team is doing. Like, it's one of the most amazing teams I've worked with, and I want to thank them again and again for everything they're doing. And not only because I do believe it's amazing, but also because it's really difficult time for building all of those things in that context of the pandemic and working from all those things. And so being able to see all those assets, all those arts, the gameplay they are building in that context, I'm just like, wow, I'm blown away. Like,
the team's amazing.
Thank you very much, guys.
That was a really beautiful concept art you had on the screen there. It was medical. It was stunning. I can't wait for everyone to see that in the actual game shipped.
Yes.
This is so pretty. I want this as a desktop background.
Right? Seriously. I don't want to live there, but I want that as a piece of my desktop art for sure.
Yeah.
We can hook you up, Jackie. We can hook you up.
Nice. Jackie, before we get up out of here, any last words for the folks at home?
No, I had a wonderful time, and I want to thank Motive and EA, for allowing Khalif and I to be a part of this wonderful community. Thank you, Roman and Phil. And, also thank you all the unsung heroes, on the dev team working hard to make this ship for the best possible thing, So thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'll just end out and say, again, Phil and Roman and the rest of the team, you all are putting in such great work to bring this game back to life in a fantastic way. I, as a huge fan, am extremely excited to dangle their limbs and do all of those things within that game. And we hope that also our friends and our compadres over in the council as well. We hope we did you proud today. Everybody at home who's watching the stream, make sure you go check out Dead Space Twitter account so you can get some more updates when they go live. And again, thank you so much for being here today. Take care, and we'll see you.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you very much. Bye.
guys. I'm coming back. Here I come. Hello. Welcome to another Radiant Historia stream. We're about to continue our journey in this adventure across timelines. We have lovely paradoxes. We have weird inter-timeline interference. I don't know what's going on in the story precisely, but it's intriguing. It's interesting. I really like the systems in this game. So I'm excited to continue my playthrough of it. So I'm going to continue the emulation. And yeah, this pretty much works. Yeah, and I can just, I believe, do this. Alright. I can just start. Lovely. So, where are we at the moment? We had a lot of adventures. We're already level 16. Let's take a look. Can I see Historia through here? I cannot. Let's take a look at Historia. You know, just to get everything straight. Make sure I remember where we're at, and did you remember where we're at? So, as you can see, the blue nodes here are basically nodes I can go back to. What we did before was we attempted in the first timeline, we attempted to go through a border checkpoint, but we couldn't because basically we tried to pretend to be performers, and we didn't really have anything cool to do as a performance. So now we are going to advance this timeline, continue to advance this timeline, in the hopes that one of the friends we met in this timeline will teach us sword dancing. So that's our current plan. Yeah. So we have a lot of money. Let's see if I can get some good weapons, maybe. Are there new weapons here as well? It appears so. A red dagger. A silver spear. Yeah, I can obviously strengthen my guys. I'm going to wait with the equipment actually, because there was a salesman outside I believe had maybe better stuff. We'll see. Yeah, everyone's pretty healthy. Oh, I have things to do in the city. Okay. What do I have to do? Let's. Can I see my mission? Oh, that's a save. Oh, Kill summoned you to Sonia's office in Alistel Castle. Okay. So I'm going to Sonia's office. Sonia is one of our friends. She's a nurse or a healer, I'm not sure. I believe she's down there. Oh, let's see what this girl wants. Oh, Stock, you came at a good time. Have you heard of the flower Celestia iris? Not only is it rare, it's also very beautiful. It symbolizes one true love. I want to grow a bunch here and hope to inspire any hesitant couples. If you have any, can you give them to me? Okay. I'm sorry to have to ask you this. I'm counting on you. Pretty sure I don't have any, but if I ever find them, I'll be sure to. This is her office, I believe. So let's just go in. Hi, Sonia. This is Keel. He's our friend that is a sword dancing friend. Maybe he'll teach us in the future. Oh. Oh, you can't even hear it. There you go, guys. Sorry. Can you see the mouse? You can see the mouse, okay. Let's take it down a notch. Yeah, okay. Ma'am?
Stock, you shouldn't make your men have to go on wild goose chases to find you. Now, right this way, please.
We had a few followers, but they all have
You'll listen to what the doctor says to you, won't you, Sergeant Stock?
names that I'm familiar with that are bots' names, but thank you for following. Assuming you're actually real. I appreciate that.
If you give her too much trouble, I'll have to tell Captain Rosh.
Why would you bring up Rosh here?
Oh, well... with your permission, please excuse me.
What's up with this dude? Oh, we're
Seems
standing
they've
really
warmed up
close.
to you. You're the quiet type, so I was worried they'd get the wrong impression of you.
You needed me for something?
I called you here so I could check up on those wounds you sustained last time.
There's no need to worry. They've more or less healed.
They wouldn't employ doctors if the soldiers could make that decision for themselves. Now take off your clothes and let's see those wounds.
Slow down, lady. Take me out for dinner first. I like the little animation.
Okay, all done. It seems you were right. They have indeed healed. But I still must insist that you don't push yourself too hard.
Hello, giant person.
Stock.
How are you,
I've been
Rosh?
looking for you.
You might have to get in line.
Huh? They're planning a strike. Lieutenant General Raoul wants us in his office immediately.
Very well.
Ever since the operation at the mine, the army is getting deployed more frequently.
Well, we are short on men, but look on the bright side. They've got the good sense to send us in with the brigade of fresh recruits.
That's what concerns me. You two need to look out for yourselves better than you do.
Well, we'll get around to that. Stock, can you meet me in the Lieutenant General's office? I need to have a quick word with Sonia.
Got it.
Sure, no problem, boss. He's our commander,
How's
but he's
Stock
also
doing?
our best friend.
He's fine. So why did you ask me to give him a checkup? Is there a big mission coming up?
Under the circumstance, all of the missions are big, and he's the type who would never speak up. He works through it all by himself. That's why he's dangerous. Someone needs to look after him. But if you say he's fine, that's one less burden on my shoulders. Come on, don't give me that look. No matter the mission, I'm going to make it back. And Stock will too.
I know you will, because I'd never forgive either of you if you died and left me behind.
Whoa, easy, Tiger.
Stop joking around. I'm serious.
I know. Just trust that we'll stay safe, and wait for us to come back. Anyway, I better get going.
Maybe I should remind you guys, or let you guys know. This timeline, I had a premonition
A new mission, huh?
that Roche will die, and it appears like I'm the one who killed him.
I thought I told you to go on ahead.
Even if I had, I wouldn't have been able to hold a conversation with him until you showed up.
I suppose that's true. The Lieutenant General talks a lot, but I can't imagine the two of you alone in a room. Oh, come on. I've had enough dirty looks for one day. Let's go together. The Lieutenant General's office is on the 3rd floor to the right.
Okay. Let's go. Summoned by Raoul. Yeah, every time you see this message, basically, we've advanced the story in some way. And we got a new node in the Chronicle. Raoul is, I believe, at the in the 3rd floor. Is it? This is General Hugo's office. General Hugo, who is the only one who is allowed to speak with the Prophet Noah in person. No, thank you.
Yes.
You must be Sergeant Stock. Lieutenant General Raoul is waiting for you. But too loud. There we go. Let's go in.
Reporting in, sir.
Huh? Oh, you go.
Ah, Captain Rosh and Sergeant Stark, was it? Or should I say Major Rosh and Lieutenant Stark?
What?
General Hugo.
The young lion of the Alistel army. Your success at Alma Mine is held in high regard, even amongst the citizens. I'd hoped to meet you in person. And now I see, you do have the look of a loyal warrior.
Your praise is more than I deserve.
At this rate, perhaps you will even be granted an audience with the Prophet Noah. I shall continue to expect great things from you. Well,
I do not trust him.
Please excuse me.
He's the only one who gets to talk to the Prophet, which is the religious and de facto leader of this country.
Lieutenant General Raoul, I leave the rest to you.
And he...
Yes, sir.
Kind of, and the Prophet wasn't seen for like, I don't know, 5 years or something like that.
Sorry about that. And
Very
Stark,
suspicious.
it's been a while. I only saw you a few times while you were a military man. But I must say, you look even more capable now than you used to. It's quite reassuring that you've accepted this position in Rosh's brigade. When I think back on it, you may have even...
Lieutenant General.
Ah, sorry. I do have a habit of getting long-winded. Let's get back to the mission at hand.
Let's get back to business, to defeat Granor.
So with specific regard to your brigade, first you'll pass through Lasville Hills to reach the Judgment Cliffs. There you will rendezvous with an informant who will have your next set of orders.
So our true destination will not be known, even to us.
Ever since the enemy breached Alma Mine, the brass has been on edge about spies. For operations that cross the border, they don't want specifics floating around.
Understood. We'll prepare the men as soon as possible.
Rosh.
Yes, sir?
Well, how should I put this? Make sure that you're keenly aware of your actions from now on.
What?
Sir? Why the sudden concern?
It's General Hugo. It bothers me that he took the trouble to come see you. I only say this because it's you. But did you know he used to be a politician?
I know that his duty to convey the Prophet's word and the war are what made him a general.
Well, consider this simply the ramblings of an older soldier. But do you know how the citizens are referring to you now? The young lions of Alistel. There was another who earned that kind of praise from the public. Even to this day, she's well liked amongst the soldiers.
You mean Field Marshal Viola, the Valkyrie? Her charisma is well beyond ours. She is truly Alistel's goddess of victory.
But I believe you are well aware
of
where this Valkyrie currently is, and what she's doing. Or to be blunt, where she was put because she was garnering more favor than General Hugo.
Oh. See.
She's been deployed to the Sand Fortress for a long time now. You might say she was gotten rid of.
But there's something I don't understand. Wasn't it General Hugo himself who promoted her to Field Marshal?
Ah, but that's where you see Hugo shine as a politician. By promoting her, he tied her down to the front lines at the Sand Fortress, thereby removing her from the castle and securing his own fame. If you ask me, the war is on its last legs. What's more, you two are working hard to make that a reality. That is why I have this advice for the two of you. Fight well, but try to keep the post-war in perspective. The end of a war is never truly the end, but the beginning of something else. I believe that will be the time for you both to demonstrate your true strength.
Huh.
But I shouldn't speak in riddles. I'll say it to you plainly. You two have endless potential. Please be careful that he doesn't crush that potential.
You give me too much credit. I'm really not that impressive.
I'm just rambling.
Oh, very large.
Remember? Anyway, coming back safely is your first task. That's all I need to tell you. Get ready to move out immediately.
Understood. Our brigade will pass through Lasville Hills and advance to the Judgment Cliffs. Stock, we'll need to get ready. Let's gather the men.
I was revised. Okay. Well, all of men.
The rendezvous point is set. Each leader will escort their squad to the Judgment Cliffs. Those hills are infested with monsters, so be prepared for anything. All mobilized squads, move out! Yeah!
Hooray!
Keel.
So,
Yes, Captain.
You're with us. I'll make sure you get some training in along the way.
Thank you, sir.
awesome.
Ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. All right, let's get this show on the road.
Sulatsville. Okay. Here's some stuff. That's good. Still saving up money. Sweet money. This is Lasville Hills. This was the Sand Fortress, which is where we passed through in a different timeline. As you can see, the map is huge. I mean, what we see here in the big screen is actually less than a quarter of the actual map, so that's cool. That's pretty cool. Let's save. Okay, why not? Go in.
The Judgment Cliffs are to the southwest. We can afford a steady pace, though. No need to be the first ones there. Just make sure you keep up with us, Keel.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's a new enemy.
Yeah.
To strike it before it strikes us. There we go. Now, yeah, we got a preemptive strike. That's good.
Let's do this.
So these are Reapers and Searchers. Okay. So she will be able to... I'm going to let Stark attack first before Rainy. You can see that she's red. Red means that she's vulnerable to attacks if she will be attacked in the future. That is before her next attack. So she will not be attacked before her next attack because no enemies are active. Before then, I can use a right assault, I believe. No, I'm going to use a left assault. Bring him down there. She will use push assault also. Then you attack him. Then you actually no, just attack him. Yeah, we'll get rid of the first three, I believe. As you can see, I pushed them together, so now every time I attack him, they are all being attacked. And got rid of 3 enemies out of the available 4. Now I just attack the last one. Should be dead. Almost dead. Okay. So he did something to increase his attack, apparently.
Let me have a go.
And the stream looks good. Okay.
Oh, we did it, Stock!
Awesome. We can use these basically to explode stuff. Where do we need to go though? I believe we need to go... I'm not sure. Let's fight this as well. Maybe downstairs.
Let's do this.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, so I'm going to start with left assault on him. Then a push on him. He has the ability to grapple, which pulls people from the back on him. And then I just attack them all. See, after 3 attacks, they all clump together. Really cool. Now with attack, strikes every single enemy, and they're all dead in a single turn. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Awesome teamwork!
Yeah, so this I will move here. Then I will prime it. This. So I can go down here, which I believe is the way I'm supposed to go. But no yeah, there's no explosive here, so I can't really advance anymore. That's okay. Is this? Oh, there was a chest hidden there. Did not notice this before. Yeah, so do this. That's settle. So down there won't help. Oh, these are also new. Cool. Always like new enemies. So we have that big dude. I can push him onto this. Yeah, but before I push him onto this, let's left assault him and push assault also him. Yeah, and then just let's attack. Let's make sure he's dead. And actually, you know what? I'm going to finish up with the power wave that might take him out. We'll see. Now the big guy, the dragon.
Take this.
Nice, that worked. That was really good.
Let's continue onward.
Really, really good. The dragon had 2 blocks in the grid, so when I attacked him, his block, I basically also attacked every other block he was part of. Then,
Did we surprise you?
so yeah, every one of these missions is like this. That's cool. So again, left assault, switch with stock, another left assault, so we will be down there. Yeah, actually let's use his skill. And grapple him. Then just attack until they die. 2 left assaults.
Here goes.
Grapple and then just attack. Yeah, they're all dead, I believe. Very good. And let's finish him up. Oh, and he's a support because he's a support attack. Inactive characters.
Too simple.
Like our friend down there, Bosch.
Yeah.
Sometimes randomly perform support attacks. Maybe, actually, party. Yeah, since he's here and he's a lower level, I'm gonna put him in instead of Rainy. What kind of you can do a goal swing, 1 row. That's cool. You can attack a full row. Oh, you can attack a full row or a full column, and he has left. Yeah, these I'm not sure about. Start of combo, 1 enemy, physical. Yeah, not sure what the support does. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe an experiment. I'm not sure where to go. But if I want to go through... if I want to go through the fortress, I believe this is the way.
Yes.
And we got a preemptive strike.
All the choices I can ask for.
Cool. I really like Roche's sprite. It's huge and threatening. I really like that. Okay. So. Okay, if I push him back, I will be able to attack the entire area. That's nice. Let's see if this works. Let's... push him back. Then... pull him. You can do left. Left brings people down, so... yeah, not really useful. Let's just attack with you. Yeah, I believe this will attack all 4 all 3 dragons and the mash them all. Let's see. Oh, now she helps. That's nice. Pushing back.
Here goes.
Push them from the back. Now, yeah. That's a nice one. That's good. Fall dead. Very good. Let's finish him up. I'm not sure, but I believe.
Yeah, we won.
Yeah, people that are in the actual party. Oh, grapple dragon. People in the actual party get about twice as much XP as the other ones. So that's good to know. We'll save again. We can also heal up in these save points, but it will cost us mana crystals, which are expensive.
Looks like we made it without incident. Are we the first ones?
We've only just arrived, so don't let your guard down. Still, it should be okay to take a breather. We can't do anything without the others after all.
The other platoons did not make it yet.
There they are.
Done?
Pardon.
In stock, I'm...
Heiss's messenger.
I thought I managed to blend into the army quite well. Impressive. I suppose men like us have a sixth sense for our own kind.
Oh.
What's with the look? Hasn't anyone told you not to shoot the messenger? I don't want any trouble.
State your business.
This is the message.
I have a message from Heiss. It's about time you came back. Playtime's over. If you don't, you'll suffer the same fate as that brigade.
That is all.
Is he threatening me?
For you to figure out. Like I said, I'm just a messenger, and I'm impartial.
Then I ask you to deliver a message to Heiss in return. Consider the offer declined. Abandoning this brigade is the furthest thing from my mind right now. Get that message to Heiss, and do it fast.
Oh.
Wait, I have one more duty to perform here. I'm to tell you your unit. I'm to tell your unit the details concerning the next leg of the mission.
Excuse me.
Major Rush, I have the orders from headquarters regarding your final destination.
You must be the informant that Lieutenant General Raoul spoke of.
Understood.
Your destination is the Sand Fortress. Upon arrival, you are to join ranks with Viola's unit under her command.
To the front lines with the Valkyrie. Guess that means we're her reinforcements.
That is all.
If you'll excuse me. What's Heiss playing at?
Could I borrow you for a moment?
Sure, sir.
Looks like we're shipping out to the Sand Fortress.
Yes.
I heard. The same fortress we took back from Granorg the other day.
That's correct. It's probably been the most embattled region of the whole war. But I don't understand. If they're sending reinforcements, our numbers hardly qualify. What could they be thinking by sending in such a small number? Something wrong, Stock?
No, it's nothing.
I'm going to inform the men. I just need to wait for all of them to get here.
Hey, Stock. Are you sure we should just let that guy go? I don't know why, but I got an odd feeling about him.
I thought you might say that.
So.
I got the same feeling.
It seems we're all in agreement.
It looked like he was heading for the Judgment Cliffs.
No wonder.
All right, let's tail him.
Bosch has left my party. Okay. It's fine, I guess. Then to the cliffs we go.
These footprints are fresh. Looks like he's been here.
Oh. Let's go.
He must be heading north.
Okay. North we go.
Stock, be careful. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. Something was off about him. You guys should keep your guard up, too.
He's a Heiss. Good.
You got this!
dodge the other one. Got this one. Yeah, I'm going to let this dude act first. I'm gonna grapple the guy from back there. Then gonna let Stock push everyone to the middle and left, and then just attack. I believe
here goes.
they will all be dead. One more. Nice. Nice.
We did it, Stock!
Ah, Dang it.
I'll do my best.
Okay. Okay, so we don't have a lot of attacks this time. So I'll just try and take out these two. Okay, going to point out. Ow! Damn, Stock got one hell of a hit. Actually, I would prefer to grapple because he's already injured. So yeah, grappling, then attacking would probably
here goes.
Take them both out. Nice. Good. Dang. I guess the green axed lizards are just
I was pretty useful, right?
Stock, are you hurt?
A bit, yeah, actually. Maybe I should have gotten some items. Well, I have a lot of soothing balm. Yeah. I'll give him a couple of these. There we go. It's better. North we go. Oh, what? Yes. Oh, that's an enemy. Ew. Whoa, that's a cool design.
We got the upper hand.
I really like that. Ooh, that's cool. Huh. Let's give Stoke the ability to push him, and then right assault him. Yeah, then just let's attack. He's taken 4 out of 9 possible locations. Ooh, and he's really strong. Okay. He's a lot stronger than I thought. So I'm assuming something like Thunder would be good against him. Actually, let's use enemy scan so we'll actually know what he's doing against. And you use fire. Okay.
What's its weakness?
Ooh, weak to poison. Let's see. Okay, good to know. Ow. Does he have a poison? He does not have a poison attack. Okay. How about you defend? You use poison ring. You also defend. I haven't defended it actually. Cool. Okay, now he's poisoned. Poison does. Okay, he's almost dead. Okay, you can just. Yeah. Here we go. That's the stuff. Well done.
That ought to do it.
Stock, are you hurt?
Oh no, okay, fine. That's okay. It was a cool enemy. I really like the enemy designs in this game. It's really pretty good. Okay.
You got this.
So you will poison them, but before you do, this is what's gonna happen. You're going to you're going to left assault him. You're going to grapple him, and then okay, then you can attack, whatever, and you can use poison. The attack. Hopefully the poison will work. Because he's,
here goes.
I'm assuming, weak against it. The poison? It is. Almost dead. That's nice. Yeah, so we're done. Needed.
Hip hip hooray!
Hip hooray indeed.
Looks like we're safe for now.
That guy again. I knew you'd come. I've been waiting for you.
What is Heist scheming?
I've got no reason to tell you. You guys wouldn't be thinking of trying to kill me here, would you?
If you give it to us straight, we won't harm a hair on your head.
My.
Well, I'm glad things turned out this way, honestly. I wasn't allowed to make the first move. You intrigue me, Stock. You're the best we've got in the SI. Nice favors you. We're both members. Why should you be the one who gets all the special treatment?
Maybe you should ask Heist for yourself.
What? You actually think he'd tell me? Besides, this way, you get to test out your skill firsthand. And if you end up dead, I'll just report that your abilities had its limits after all. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Going. Okay, actually, yeah, I'm gonna attack. And I'm gonna attack again. I'm going to scan him. Maybe he has a weakness. Shadow. Okay.
What's its weakness?
The weakness is to sleep. Oh. That's cool. I haven't seen anything like that before. So another thing about the grid is that enemies at the front will do more damage. So pushing enemies back is actually useful. So yeah, pushing him back so he won't be healed. I'm going to try to poison one of the guys. He failed. Yeah, I'm going to... We have any way to unbuff him or something? How about you? Here. But you can boost defense and magic, but so you're very helpful. Again trying to poison, again he failed. Yeah, I'll get another attack in or not. Okay, so now I'm going to continue attacking. But with you, I will heal. I'll go to attack. And then... What? Let's buff our guys a bit. Buffs seem to be pretty useful.
This'll do the trick.
And now he has an extra
This is looking bad.
attack. Now you can buff yourself, I guess.
This'll do the trick.
Yeah, okay. Not bad. Yeah, can't seem to poison. Attack. Yeah, now buff her because she's the last one. Maybe. No, just going to continue attacking him. Already halfway there. Not bad. Okay. Can I cure ailments? Wait. If I change to you, do you have cure ailments? No, you don't. Oh, I can't. Okay. That's fine. Actually, I'm going to heal myself. I will change it because she will get hurt from poison. No, she won't have poison. Let's let's see how we done
This'll
with
do the trick.
Here you go.
Okay, not as impressive. Again, Shang Tin, heal her, and let's just attack.
Here you go.
I feel alive again!
I could probably do more damage if I had better equipment, obviously, but also let's try. Oh, I see the buffs are already gone. Okay, but let's try to magic boost her. And then, does anyone need a heal? Maybe? Not really. Let's just do a power wave. Now she should be boosted with magic, so maybe some fire would do.
This'll do the trick.
Too slow.
Nice.
Fire!
Oh, that's very good.
Take this.
Okay, you use fire. You pushing to the right. Just make sure he won't heal. Yeah. The buffs are definitely doing the trick. And you're dead.
We did it somehow.
There you. Aha, I see. I think I see why he keeps you around. But as long as you are here, your little brigade will always be in danger.
Explain yourself.
Didn't I tell you? Heist wants to keep you under his thumb. But the SI is in no position to overturn a personal request from Lieutenant General Raoul himself. That's why, when the time is right, Major Roche is going to take a little spill. If he goes down now, that you've been pulled from the SI, it'll give Heist the advantage. You'd best come back on your own accord if you don't want things to get messy.
Keep going.
Well, beat though. This game has yet another major player. Someone who doesn't want to see Roche getting too big for his britches. You must know who I'm referring to.
Anything else?
That's all I know. Now do you understand the danger of supporting Roche? If you want to survive, heed my advice. It's for your own...
You've said enough. I have no further use for you.
What the fuck?
Be gone.
Why is this? I'm being drained. Huh. That actually happened before. Someone tried to assassinate us.
What just...
He turned into sand.
You mean like that sand plague thing? I never imagined it was real.
What should we do? Should we report this?
This isn't something we want spreading amongst the new men. I'll tell Roche when it's time. I need you two to stay quiet about this. And don't let your guard down. We need to be cautious of our surroundings at all times.
You're right.
Be careful. Our opponent is more than likely poised to strike already. It's what we do until he makes his move that will make all the difference.
Heist's intentions have been revived. Well. Well.
That's all I've got for you. This will be a tough battle, but we fight for the glory of Alistel. I expect only the best. Once your unit is prepared, depart for the Sand Fortress. Hey, where have you guys been? We're just about ready to move out.
Roche, we need to talk.
Yeah? What's this about?
Lieutenant General Raoul's concerns weren't far off the mark.
His concerns? Wait, don't tell me.
Our destination is the Sand Fortress. And that's not...
Sorry.
No wonder they're sending in
My
such
bad.
low numbers. But we can't just defy our orders. We still have to go to the Sand Fortress. On top of that, we'll be fighting alongside Field Marshal Viola on the front lines. Wouldn't you agree that at least that part is in Alistel's best interests?
You're right. I thought you might say that.
Well, now that we know what's going on behind the curtain, we won't fall for it as easily. Thanks, my friend. All right, let's head up north through the Judgment Cliffs. The Sand Fortress is just ahead.
Understood, Captain.
Captain. Weird that Kid hasn't joined our party.
Heist. What kind of trap does he have planned for us?
What kind of trap indeed? Oh, Roche has rejoined us. Okay, let's go down now. Continue on our march. Oh, I can't go directly there because I haven't been there yet in this timeline. So to Judgment Cliffs we go. Let's save once more.
We should finish this quick.
So if I push him back, I will have these two. So I'm going to push him up with him, and then you will push them back, yeah? And then you attack, and then you poison break, because that big dude doesn't like poison. And yeah, here. Back. Nice. 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 Now we attack, be poisoned, and he's done. Bye.
Yeah, we won!
Ah!
All protection. We got this!
Let's at least finish that guy. One down. Ow. Yeah. Push him back. You push again. Then you just attack. Power down. Power up. Asshole. He's attacking. Yeah, and we can push. And yeah, just. Hopefully this should be enough to finish the last guy too. Yeah. Awesome.
That about does it.
Yeah, let's yeah, I wanna bring Roche in because I'm not sure. I'm just not sure if I actually need him in the future. Oh,
come on.
That went very good. Oh, now I don't have poison. Ugh. I was actually hoping he'd die. Do you have poison? You have gold, grave. I don't have poison. But I should have. Okay, I'm going to. Should have actually an item. Might have, should have. No, I don't have an item. Okay. Well. Let's finish him first. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty tough. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. Oh my god. Can't I switch party members? I can't. Condition? Battle will advance automatically. What's condition? Oh, I can see... oh, and I can see weakness here as well. So So he's weak to poison and to the green stuff. I don't know what the green stuff is. So lightning, maybe it's earth? No, earth is probably the brown one. Yeah, I don't think I have anything about. Let's heal up. Roche definitely wants some healing. Oh. Thank you for the extra 1 HP. Yes. Great for 1 HP. Dang. Let's yeah, heal yourself. Thanks, Irene.
This'll do the trick.
Yeah, it takes a while, didn't it? I'm gonna go. It's just
failed. See ya.
Okay, only one is to
We're safe
succeed,
for now.
I guess. But that sucked. Yeah, I'm gonna need. Sorry. The Roche. I'm gonna need Rainy back. Sorry about that. Just need her. Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
Let's do this.
So I just need to push him. Okay, so first, let Stock go first, push, and then use poison, and then attack, 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 attack.
There!
Attack. Oh, he didn't die. He had like 1 HP left. Fucker. Motherfucker.
Yeah, we won!
Yes, we did.
Okay, let's push onward.
Yes. Right, and we're at the south part of the fortress. Enemies? Any enemies here? Not really. Last time I was here, they were trapped out. Alright, so we reached the fortress.
So, this is the Sand Fortress?
Something wrong? You look a little disappointed.
Well, I guess I was expecting something grander? It's just not what I imagined. Wouldn't you agree, Sergeant? Sergeant? Stock, sir?
Come on, Stock. I know you're not a people person, but you can at least respond to questions.
What are you talking about?
Is something wrong, Sergeant? You seem especially tense.
Don't let it get to you, Keel. This is just standard stock.
Really? But he's been on edge ever since we passed through the Judgment Cliffs.
Yeah.
Don't let your imagination get the better of you, Keel.
Stock's not being curt on purpose, so no hard feelings, okay? You know, he's just shy.
I understand. He usually doesn't seem to care about anyone. But when there's danger, it's always the Sergeant who's first to the rescue.
Sounds like you have a fan, Stock. Anyway, we should head inside.
Voting to be Viola. Yeah, we're advancing this timeline quite significantly.
Well, first thing we need to do is report our arrival. Excuse me, can I ask you something, soldier?
Yes?
What is it?
I'm Major Rush, and I've just arrived with a reinforcement brigade. Could you point me in the direction of Field Marshal Viola's quarters?
Understood.
Major, the Field Marshal has no personal quarters here. Everyone sleeps and eats together, regardless of rank. Those are the rules.
Is that so? Well, can you tell me where I can find her then?
I believe she's on this floor. Just a little further down.
This way, please.
I'll escort you, please. Follow me. Let's go check her out. Goddess of Victory.
This way.
She's in here.
Excuse me.
Please, excuse me, Major. Oh, Viola.
Excuse me. Are you Field Marshal Viola?
Assuming we're about to witness a character portrait.
Indeed I am. And you are?
Major Rochman. I'm the captain of the reinforcement brigade sent to your command. I've come to report that we've arrived.
I see. And good timing. We were about to begin a strategy meeting. I hate to impose on you since you've only just arrived, but you should probably sit in. We've received intel that a large Granorg detachment is headed this way.
Already? Understood. Sorry, Stock, but could you guys check up on the men? I'll catch up with you as soon as the meeting is over.
Understood.
Leave it to us. Let's go, Keel.
Sorry about all this. I'll greet them officially as soon as I'm able.
It's a budget, ma'am. Thank you for being so kind.
Sir!
We're currently asking all squad leaders to check in with status updates.
Captain Roche is in a strategy meeting with Field Marshal Viola and her advisors.
Oh, strategy meeting. The moment we arrive, this really is the front line, isn't it?
That's right. You should all get rest while you can. A room has been prepared on the second floor. All units are on standby until further orders.
Understood.
Understood. Stop.
So that was Field Marshal Viola. I've heard the rumors, but she was truly beautiful. No wonder they call her the Valkyrie.
She's probably also really talented, a great fighter and a great strategist. Maybe noticing how beautiful she is isn't really apt, considering her rank.
Huh? I thought you were smitten with Dr. Sonia.
Can you be smitten
I
with
didn't
more
mean
than
it like
one
that. Huh. Well then, can you explain how it's different?
It's, I look up to Field Marshal Viola. I've heard about her distinguished military career ever since I was young. She's like a hero to me.
A hero, huh? I guess that's true.
Oh, of course. People often speak of the Field Marshal's charisma, especially compared to General Hugo. That's why the rumor is that General Hugo kind of banished Viola to this fortress.
Well, yeah, that's not really a big secret at this point.
It's all right. All that matters is that the Field Marshal is alive and well. She's still the Valkyrie, and she'll keep winning everyone's trust, I'm sure. But I must admit, I do look up to someone else a little bit more than her.
I'm gonna need to mirror my camera.
Huh. Well, if they can surpass Field Marshal Viola, that's really an accomplishment.
I like the music.
So, who is it, huh?
Sergeant Stock, of course!
Oh, wow! He actually said it!
You really are the fan favorite, Stock!
Knock it off. No good would come from following my example.
That's not true. Ever since Captain Roche told me about you, I've really looked up to you. Following in your footsteps would be like a dream.
Dude, calm down.
Anyway, I'm sure Roche's meeting is just about over. Let's go see if we've got any new orders.
Cool. Save again. So we will. Always like a good save. So they're like training and stuff. I mean, a lot of things in this game are kind of low budget. I mean, obviously only one spite for soldiers is kind of low budget. The fact that hey, let's make them train here or something, and they just run like this instead of actually working on maybe more animations for them and stuff like that. That all seems a bit low budget. Just a bit. But she's somewhere here. Not sure where she was. Not here. shit.
Hey, Stock. Our briefing's over. Field Marshal Viola's assigned us a mission. Come with me. I'm about to inform the rest of the brigade.
Hold on.
Give me a moment.
You have something you need to take care of? Just come talk to me when you're done.
Sure, you talk to her. Let's talk to her.
Why, Lieutenant Stock? Can I help you?
I met a man in Alistel who wanted me to ask about you.
Hmm? What did he want to know?
Alright, it's one of my side quests.
I understand. I'd be delighted to help you out, but I'm busy at the moment. My duty to this fortress comes first, after all.
Okay, that's interesting. I'll have to check it out. Can I see like few records of the story? Yeah, okay, I can see. Nice. The screen summarize will be shown for each icon on the bottom screen. However, you cannot time travel from this screen. Cool. Okay, so these are all new. This is what I've done basically today. I've advanced this timeline. Instead of blue, we have red because we cannot travel. And this one, a letter for tomorrow. But I need to do it some other time to actually complete this mission. Let's go. Let's see if there's anything else that's interesting around here. Put this side. You should probably put this near the back wall, you know? Like, far. That's in the way. That way. Let me help. I'm gonna help. I'm helping. Actually, yeah, this one should be as far down as possible. Well. There we go. Oh, no. Yeah, no, it's way better than that. No, you're welcome. Happy I could help. I help. So much. Yeah, so we have over 6,000 gold now. Let's see if there's a merchant here, maybe? Yeah, I thought so. I did.
Welcome.
This is the front line. Without me, the battle can't start.
See if you like some.
So by the way, you don't want to be the only one out there with the weak equipment, you know? Sure. So, any weapons? Any good weapons? He has the rune edge. Pretty good, yeah. And he has the rune spear. Pretty good. Yeah, I already upgraded his weapon, so I believe I haven't done so with her. So let's get her the spear. In the armor department, yeah, he has. Yeah, I can do that, but At is not with us at the moment, so no point in doing that. Let's sell. I don't need these. I don't need these. Good. Do you have any interesting accessories? Yeah, there's some new accessories. Knight Stud. More defense. My charm gives 1 defense and 1 attack, I believe. Or only attack, I'm not sure. Oh, that's nice. I already have actually a single one here. It is just more defense. She has a breeze armlet. And he has a charm. Yeah, sure. Obviously he's the weakest one here. Let's improve his magic. Actually, let's improve his defense. Thank you. Thank you. That's how you say goodbye in this country. It's part of the culture. We're gonna save again. Good. Okay. Let's
Hey, Stock.
Go on.
Our briefing's over. Field Marshal V, come with me.
I'll go.
Okay.
Let's go. Dun, 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 dun.
Captain!
Listen up, men. We have new orders. Our army will begin advancing into the Grand Plain tomorrow. Field Marshal Viola will handle Phase 1. Only her unit will be on the offensive. We have been ordered to defend the fortress in her stead.
Sir! See. So, we're just on guard routine.
This is the front line. I don't want to hear that kind of talk. Granorg is constantly looking for a way to take back this stronghold. Don't forget that.
Yes, sir.
Sir, please excuse my blunder.
It'll obviously be tougher for the advance party, but our mission is just as important.
That's right. I want everyone giving it all you've got. I'll be reorganizing the squads, so stand by for further orders.
Bush joined. Rejoined.
Today we march on the Diaz Knights. Advance party on me. Stay in formation.
Ma'am. Hop.
Time for us to get to work too. We can't let Granorg see any openings to take the fort back.
Yes, sir.
Right.
It's so frustrating to be stuck in here while our men are out there fighting the war.
Don't worry about that. Save your strength for when you need it.
Yes, sir. You're right.
Captain!
Reports are coming in of a large number of injured troops returning here. What?
What? Are things going poorly on the front line?
Yes, sir.
Field Marshal Viola seems to be having a difficult time dealing with High Colonel Diaz, so Granorg is using explosive, and our side is sustaining heavy casualties.
Explosives? That doesn't sound good.
Sergeant Stock.
Marshal Viola's troops capable of holding their ground on the battlefield? It would be possible to send her reinforcements from here, wouldn't it? I have to think about this one carefully. Prioritize orders, send reinforcements. Yeah, the thing about this decision is I never know what the wrong one is, and I always want to do the wrong one first. But it seems like if we... So each of these decisions is a risk, because if I prioritize orders, Viola might die on the battlefield. If I send reinforcements, the fortress might be taken. So it's unclear to me what's the right decision. And in the past, taking initiative or following orders led to different results as well. So I'm really not sure. I'm gonna go for the second one first. Send reinforcements. Yes.
Rosh, why don't we send a unit out as reinforcements?
Sergeant!
I understand the sentiment, but wouldn't the defenses here suffer if we did that?
We can divide the brigade in two. I'll head the backup unit while you hold this position.
We don't have time to ponder it, do we? Well, if you think that's what's best, I'll go with it. Let's do as Stock says. We'll divide the brigade in two. We've got to hurry.
Rosh's brigade sent a portion of its men to assist Field Marshal Viola's troops. The detachment led by Stock flanked High Colonel Diaz with a brilliant tactical ambush. Shocked, High Colonel Diaz had no choice but to sound his retreat. But the trap he had set was already in motion. Granorg was also using a detachment force to reclaim the Sand Fortress. Roche fought bravely with his limited numbers, but he was quickly overpowered. The Alistel army was left stranded in Granorg territory. So that was obviously the wrong choice. So we actually got one of the endings. Front of Despair, Finn. There are many endings in this game.
You've returned, Stock.
It's hard to say whether Granorg or Alistel is the stronger of the two nations, but it seems that this time, fortune favored Granorg.
Granorg has become fully aware of Alistel's strategy. You will have to work twice as hard to stay ahead of the curve.
I apologize that my advice is so cryptic, but please know that we hope you succeed.
Shall we record the actions you've taken so far, Justin?
Sure. these guys are like the, I don't know, they live in this book I have that allows me to go back in time, the White Chronicle. And they're kind of guiding me through it. So yeah, now you can see these are endings I got. There are probably more that I haven't found it. Maybe here. Here I appear to have some kind of decision. I'm not sure what it is. Here I had a decision between two things. In the future I might actually get another one. Who knows? So yeah. So I can go back here to this node. How long has it been since I started playing? About an hour.
Sir.
So we can skip that, we just saw it. Yeah, it's been about an hour. I think I'm gonna stop here. I'm going to save. We're 7.5 hours in on the game, that's cool. Things are heating up. I believe it's like a 40-hour game, but I'm not sure actually. Yeah, the game remains interesting to me. I'm still hoping to get a full playthrough of it eventually. I'll try to accelerate my my gameplay here. I'll try to play a bit longer, maybe a bit more often, maybe twice a week instead of once a week, which I did so far. But I am definitely determined to finish it and to do so on stream because it's fun, even though it's far from a popular game to stream. So I'm going to wave goodbye. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Have a nice one. Bye guys.